Okay, another comment. Another fellow came up here and he says the following. He says, you have constructed a unique domain-specific language, DSL. Okay, domain-specific language. Saying I've invented a language applicable, I guess, either to philosophy or physics. I'm not sure which one he was referring to. But he says, how is your DSL not just like another human operating system, like the other religions? Okay? Do you think people should adopt your DSL as an operating system in private or public? Does your DSL have any pros and cons in private or public domains compared to the alternatives? What benefits does adopting your DSL provide for people individually and in aggregate? Does it potentiate greater wealth, health, or sustainability? If so, how? Okay, I like that comment, these comments, or these questions, because I think a lot of people out there might have similar questions or things running through their mind along those lines. Okay, here are my replies to those, so I'm going to put them in parallel here, okay? And the first thing is, in science we define, in religion we believe. So whatever we talk, whenever we use the word believe, we're talking about religion. In religion, we adopt. That means we're going to accept a theory as our personal theory because we like it for whatever reason. In science, we understand. That's where we stop. We explain and understand. That's different. That's more objective. You understand, you believe whatever you want after that. In religion, there is good and bad. In science, there is only rational. Okay, consistent use, objectivity. Does pros and cons allude to opinions or to alternative explanations? I mean, if we're talking about explanations, it's something worth treating. But if you're just talking about opinions, you know, I like it, I don't like it, it's good, it's bad, then it's not important for science. And then the last comment, in religion, specifically in mathematical so-called physics, there are benefits, wealth, sustainability, in other words, technology. In science, there's only explanation. Science is good for nothing. Please remember that. Science is good for nothing. And people have a trouble with that because they've always associated science with technology, with profit, with doing something with it. No, we don't do anything with science other than understanding the secret agents Mother Nature uses to run her invisible shop. That's the only profit. In other words, science is good for nothing, and people have problem understanding that. That's why we had to define it for, separately as rational science from what people do out there, which they call science. Science is not about measurement, about calculating, about getting equations, which is what mathematical physics has evolved into. Science is about trying to understand how this universe works. I want to know how gravity works. I want to know how a magnet attracts another one. And in order to understand that, those type of phenomena, we need to figure out what the invisible entities that Mother Nature uses to do her magic. And that's what we want to know. So we don't want an equation. I don't want the guy coming back and saying, here's the equation. I don't care. That's a description. I want to know the mechanism, how Mother Nature does her little magic. Okay? That's the issue. And so, we have to keep these things in the right context, and that's a little bit of what we're going to do today, because I'm going to argue that philosophy is not opposed to science. Science says, as a lot of people today have this notion that here's science and here's philosophy, and they're like two separate things, philosophy deals with that and science deals with that. No, we put science at the top, and philosophy is a branch of science, okay? Rational science. And so that's what I want to focus on today. That's what I'm going to try to get across to you. You don't have to agree. We don't agree in science. In science, we fight. We get in the ring and battle, duke it out, and only one man can remain standing in science. Okay, the other guy has to leave the ring, with an ambulance.